Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got UFC 327 picks and predictions. This is an absolutely stellar card. Your boy will be in attendance. Hopefully my magic can come through. We go perfect on this card, but I am very uncertain on a lot of these picks. Low confidence card, but we got some fucking heaters on here. I think we're gonna have a lot of banger fights. This is a great card, top to bottom. I think we may have one stinker on here, but whatever. Let's get into it. Starting off with the first prelim, Francisco Prado versus Charles Radke. Francisco Prado, I'm not too impressed with him. He's like 1-4 in the UFC. He's kind of small for welterweight. I know it says he's going to be the taller guy here. I doubt that. We'll see at the weigh-ins today. He seems pretty small. Vertnikov is a huge guy, and he's like 6'3", so it's not going to be as big as a height difference. But Prado, he's decent. He got some offensive wrestling and stuff, grappling, decent boxing, decent power. But he's like a guy who's like, it's a KO guy that doesn't have a lot of power, especially at welterweight now. He came up from lightweight. Radke, on the other hand, he looked good last fight, offensively grappling and wrestling. He's also got some good like jab, low kicks, some decent power himself. Probably more power in this matchup. He could put you away. And I'm gonna go with him here. I think Charles Radke's gonna get probably a decision here. Prado is tough. He's a Minecraft character, big ass head, and he's training with Bilal. Charles Radke is. That gym is doing very good. I know I said that for Bahamondes, but he lost. I just think the IQ didn't come, the turnover. You know what I mean? Staying on bottom and going for subs. And Tafik Musayev is cheating. So, but I think Chuck Buffalo, that was his name. That's it, right? Chuck Buffalo. I think he gets this one done. Hopefully he gets a generational speech, as we know with him. But I got him by decision. I think he gets this one done. I think he's a better fighter here. Next up, we got Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. Hello? No? Is it all? Okay, no, it's just that one. Wow. All right. So Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. I'm going to go with Gastelum here, either by TKO or decision. Luque is tough. He's a blockhead. He's got good size. Not going to be undersized for middleweight. Kelvin Gastelum also used to fight at welterweight. But Luque, ever since that was a brain hemorrhage from 2022, doesn't take damage too well. He doesn't look the same. He doesn't move his head. He gets hit a lot. Doesn't wear damage well. Like, he's got good striking, good grappling, good subs. But Kelvin Gastelum, on the other hand, I think he's going to be the better boxer here. He has maybe a speed advantage. He's pretty fast, light on his feet. He moves very well. His Pfeiffer fight from last year, like his Stoltzfus wasn't amazing, but, he looked decent. He looked good enough to beat Luque at this point in his career. And the Pfeiffer loss, he won one of the rounds. I think it was a decent performance other than getting dropped early. Like, it was a competitive fight. And Pfeiffer's, we see what he could do. And Gastelum, I like his boxing here. He's light on his feet. Like I said, he could scramble well. He defends takedowns. I think he's going to just have a power advantage here a little bit. He's fucking durable as fuck. Like, he's hard to, really put away. Yeah, you could drop him. But, Pfeiffer dropped him. He just, it wasn't like a dazed type of drop. He just dropped him. And Gastelum was able to get back up pretty easily and still take off for a couple rounds. So I think he gets this one done. TKO round 2 or 3. Say round 2 or a decision. So either or. Now for Chris Padilla versus Markel Medeiros. I like Chris Padilla a lot. Did miss weight though. He didn't look like he was a bad cut or anything. But Chris Padilla, I think he's going to get a late TKO or decision here. I think in this fight, they're going to have higher output. He has good finishing potential overall. He's decent overall striking, good jab, good wrestling, good grappling. He also could get some subs. He has a lot of pressure, has good counters, footwork. He is very good overall in this fight. Marco Medeiros also has good low kicks. Chris Padilla could check him. Marco Medeiros likes to get in the clinch. Chris Padilla has good clinch work. Marco Medeiros is good, though. He's a responsible striker. He doesn't, overextend and, put himself in bad positions. He's decent overall. One thing in his last fight that I saw, he gives his back up against the fence when defending takedowns. So if Chris Padilla gets on his back or gets a takedown against the fence, could do that. Medeiros does, move around on the outside a lot as well. But he doesn't do great with pressure guys. And like I said, Padilla is a pressure guy. So I think Padilla will take this one by decision or late TKO with the pressure, working the body, landing big shots, and just wearing on Marco Medeiros the fight, and I think he takes this one. It's a good fight. It's actually going to be a nice scrap. Mark Madera is pretty good. I think he's 3-0 in the UFC. Hasn't looked amazing in his fights, but he looks like a decent guy. I think Padilla is better, though. Better wins. And, yeah, I think he gets this one done. Next up, we have... it's an early prelim. So, Tatiana Suarez versus Lupi Godinez. I actually like Lupi Godinez a little bit. She's a bit of a scrapper. You know, I've been... This is one of the fights I'm like... The first fight, I'm pretty certain all these early prelims. I think they'll all go... These guys on the left right here. I'm pretty confident in these picks overall. But now the prelims, as far as... Oh, shit. The prelims are all shaky. We'll get to those. But Lupi Godinez versus Tatiana Suarez. Grappling. Lupi Godinez stuffed most of the takedowns. Her last 2 losses were Dern and Verna back-to-back. She stuffed most of their takedowns. She does get her own takedowns as well in certain fights. And her own offensive grappling. She has pretty good scrambles. Like I said, like it shows 81% takedown defense. I like that here. Takedown accuracy 43%. And also, I know the numbers aren't always the story. It goes beyond the numbers sometimes in these fights. But Tatiana Suarez, her last fight was Amanda Lemos. Amanda Lemos was able to stuff a decent amount. She did get controlled, but I think Amanda Lemos is pretty bad right now. Tatiana Suarez, her takedown entries are kind of stinky. She likes to stink up fights. Not a good striker at all. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Just controls on the ground. I think Lupi Godinez, she's a scrapper. She likes to get on a scrap. She could box pretty well. She's a good striker. I'm taking her underdog pick. What are the odds? Oh, I know she's an underdog, but I just want to know how much. I think Lupi Godinez could win this. And I think she will win this. I was picking her at first, and I was like, I'll go Suarez. But I'm like, nah. Let me pick Lupi Godinez. I think she's going to out-damage Tatiana Suarez to a decision. I think we've been seeing that more and more. Like scoring based on damage better. So I like that here. I think Tatiana Suarez is really bad. Not really bad, but you know what I mean. She's kind of stinky. So I got Godinez here. Next up, we got a fucking Dan Hooker Gamrot 2.0. Very interesting fight. I'm still back and forth on this one. I might go with Gamrot because Gamrot, obviously pressure grappler. He's gonna be able to take you down, control you, put a pace on you, but he also gets dropped. He gets hit. He has serviceable striking, like on the back foot and stuff like that. He could do a little bit on the front foot as well. He has serviceable striking. He did lose to Dan Hooker, who Dan Hooker does have good takedown defense, but his grappling is not great. Like once you get into a grappling sequence like the scrambles where he gets on bottom, he's not great there. And it's tough because I think Ribovics, it could look like a similar fight to that, where it's a close scrap, both guys doing damage, both guys hitting each other a lot, but Ribovics just doing more damage, dropping Mateusz Gamrot. Fuck. I'm gassy. But then I think, like, compared to his last 2 losses, Gamrot, Charles and Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's a bigger, physically imposing, more powerful guy than a Ribovics. Charles has a grappling threat and also more physically imposing and way more power than Ribovics. Ribovics, he lands 500 strikes a fight and doesn't really get knockouts other than like kicks. I don't think he'll land that here. But he also gets hit a lot himself. He has been grappled before. He does have to show good scrambles, but he's also been grappled before, and he gets hit a lot. So I think that combo of getting hit a lot and being able to be grappled and taken down, like he's good in that area. Like he's not gonna get completely masterclass, like, or just how bad Ludovic Klein was for Gamrot. I think Gamrot will still take out this decision, sniff it out. 29-28, very close fight. But I could see this going like the Dan Hooker fight a little bit. Damn. This is a very tough card to predict. I'm going to go with Mateusz Gamrot decision. Close fight. I might flip-flop because I'm posting my TikTok pics probably tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. I'll post like in the morning before I leave. But yeah, I'm going to go Gamrot decision. I think that's a good one right here. Next up, Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. A very, it's a good fight, but it's like, I don't know. It could be a stinky one. Because, you know, like, Randy Brown, Kevin Holland, both lanky black dudes fight on the outside. Kevin Holland, he has good subs, but would he be able to get to that? Would he even go to that here? If it's like off a knockdown or a slip or some shit. He's obviously inconsistent. He has good striking overall, like pretty good, rangy striking. He has good power, but he is hittable, especially when he comes in. I saw against D-Rod. D-Rod was able to counter him pretty well. They both have pretty good jabs. Kevin Holland is a more durable guy. Like Randy Brown is a bit chinny. Randy Brown does throw more, probably gets in the scraps. But if it gets in the scrap, like, I think Kevin Holland could hurt him if they get in a scrap. But then I could see Randy Brown outlanding Kevin Holland. You know? Kevin Holland has not looked good recently. Looks like his head is out of it a little bit. The D-Rod fight looked kind of shitty. He really should have won that. Like, even in the fight itself, like, yeah, he's a better fighter going into it, but even in the fight, he should be winning. Should be winning that. Because, like, he had the chance at the end of the third to finish. Oh, fuck, dude. This is tough. Very, very tough. Another one that's like, fuck. Randy Brown, Kevin Holland. Randy Brown, Kevin Holland. Randy Brown. Decision. I could see Kevin Holland getting a TKO or even a sub, like a club and sub. Fuck. Will we get the Holland that we... Oh, dude. It is hard to pick Holland. I haven't picked him. Actually, I did pick him last fight. I was about to say I haven't picked him since the D-Rod fight, but I think he's only fought once since then. It was Malat, and I picked Malat to beat him. Damn. Because Randy Brown, like, he's good in scraps. Like, he saw a Dalby. And then a technical fight where someone's chopping his leg. Bomb him. Kevin Holland doesn't come in like that technical approach, like game plan. Randy Brown. Okay, I'm going to go Randy Brown. Randy Brown decision. Close, scrappy fight. Let's go. Now, prelims headliner, Aaron Pico versus Patricio Pitbull. Another fight where I'm like, who the fuck am I going to pick? Who am I going to pick? Because on one hand, you have Aaron Pico. Like, a lot of hype. I think it's maybe a little overhyped just based on the odds because he's like a minus 300. He was a favorite against Lerone Murphy as well, which is pretty interesting. Obviously, he can't take shots in the chin. He's been chinned 4 times, like, brutally. Or 2-3 times brutally, but 4 in total, maybe 5 in total. Has insane pressure, good boxing, good wrestling, good grappling. Like, he's obviously very open to counters, which is something Patricio Pitbull shown to be very good at. Like, against Danny, I think he hurt him, dropped him off a nice counter where he timed it, because he times those things very well. Patricio Pitbull, he's good at landing his power. Like, he has power. He's knocked out Michael Chandler, dropped Dan Ige. I'm pretty sure he dropped him or just hurt him. Like, he has good timing on his entries as well, like his takedown entries. He's low output, does have great grappling, so I don't think Pico's gonna be able to take him down and just ragdoll him and control him. He's gonna have higher output. I'm low-key going, ooh. Because I'm not sure if Pitbull will put him out of there. I don't think Pico will, like, put Aaron or Pitbull out in the first round or so. And I don't think, like, he's able to hold him down to it. I think Pitbull might chin him. Or will Aaron Pico come in more composed because of that loss? Come in more composed and like, kind of use his tools that he has. He has a lot of skill, but be a little more patient. Still have his nice pressure moments, but not where he's stepping off to the side and, like, just hands down, like, or hands like this, whatever it was. Will that be the method Aaron Pico goes? Will it be that? Will it be? I do not know. Oh my God. I haven't felt like this on a card in a minute where I'm really flip-flopping back on a bunch of fights. Very low confidence night, of course. Let's go, Patricio Pitbull. So, prelims. I think Pitbull might get a late TKO. Like second round. Pitbull. TKO decision. Randy Brown decision. Gamrot decision. Lubigadina's decision. And then Padilla late TKO decision. Kelvin Gastelum TKO decision. And Charles Radke decision. Not that many finishes on the prelims, honestly. But it'll be, I think these will all be pretty good scraps. Like, these fights are going to be a lot of fun. Now into the banger of a main card. Nate Landwehr versus Cub Swanson. Cub Swanson's retirement fight. And I think he gets it done here. He's obviously older. He's like 42. But I think he's a cleaner striker here. He has his weapons that he goes to that he will land on Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr is a bit hittable. He gets in the scraps a lot. I think this will be a scrap. And Cub Swanson gets a late TKO. Nate Landwehr, his durability has really been slowing down and on the decline recently. Especially his last couple fights. He got beat the fuck up by Doo-Ho Choi. Got in a scrap with Morgan Charrier. Got knocked out by him in the third round. So I could see a similar fight where it's like he's in a scrap. It's a close fight. But, you know, Nate Landwehr gets dropped and TKO'd. Or just Cub Swanson wins a decision. But I think Cub Swanson, cleaner striker. He also has some power. He does get hit as well. But I think he's the better fighter at this moment than Nate Landwehr and gets it done by a late TKO. Next up, Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. So, Johnny Walker, you know, wild guy. Coming off the nice win to Zhang Mingyang over there in China. Leg kick TKO. That's not going to happen here. Johnny Walker still has some low IQ moments. Like he did like go for the takedown early, got put on the bottom. He did get in the clinch like dirty with Zhang Mingyang, kind of getting in a couple decent shots from him. I think he does have like, he's a bit stupid, some of his bad moments. And I think Reyes, yes, he came into the fight with Carlos Ulberg drunk. But that's not Johnny Walker. That was a bad matchup for Reyes, a counter striker like that. I still don't know what Reyes was doing, like coming in, like walking into range, like, hey, Ulberg, like, yeah, whatever. But spare tire, the Mexican shit, you know. I think he's a better, cleaner striker, more damaging, powerful, potent striker. He's a slicker guy, good counters. I think Johnny Walker, in this fight, I can see Johnny Walker being the guy coming forward, Dominic Reyes chinning him. That's what I could see with his left or just something, like just being the better, slicker guy. They both have shitty chins. I don't know who's more durable, you could say, but I'm going to go Reyes in this one. First or second round TKO. It could start slow. Like Reyes like really waiting for him, waiting for the counter, and Walker coming in and then getting chinned. So that's what I think for this one. It's not much to it. The chinny chin chins. Next up, Josh Hockett versus Curtis Blades. And you know, I was thinking about Josh Hockett picking him, but I don't think so. I think this is such a big step up. Curtis Blades coming off a decent layoff, about 10 months. He's recovered. He tore both his MCLs, I think, in the fight with Rizvan Guniev, who is good. Like, we saw his fight with Jaton Almeida. Stuffed all the takedowns, outstruck him. He's clean on the feet. I think Rizvan Guniev is pretty fucking good. Like, Curtis Blades did beat him. He had a good first and third round. Second round was a little iffy, you know. But again, he still stayed in there with torn MCLs. Like, Josh Hockett is beating up blobby fucks. Max Jimenez, who the fuck is that guy? Denzel Freeman, who the fuck is that guy? Somehow beat Steve Asplin. But that was a terrible performance. He looked like shit. His debut wasn't good either, Denzel Freeman. Max Jimenez is a fat BJJ slob. And I'm pretty sure Denzel Freeman is not that good. Like, he couldn't handle the pressure. None of these guys could handle the pressure. Josh Hockett comes in your face and tries to land big shots, gets his wrestling going. He's just overwhelming these guys. And Curtis Blades, I don't think will succumb to that. Curtis Blades will be he's gonna look big. Like, They have about 30 plus pounds. I think it was a 28-pound difference at the weigh-ins this morning. A few inches of height, a few inches of reach as well. Like, that's a big reach disadvantage. 6.5 inches. Curtis Blades is a big motherfucker. Let me look at the picture that I took of them at the weigh-ins. It's not a great angle because it's more slightly angled down, but Hockett looks about a couple inches shorter, and he's in Tim's. Oh, they're big shoes. I think Curtis Blades is gonna fucking knock this guy out. I think Curtis Blades, bro. Curtis Blades is good on the back foot. He's powerful. He has big ape arms, like those Sergey Pavlovich type arms. Not as big, but like those big long arms and those big fucking fists. That's what these. Like Curtis Blades struggles with these power punchers that are huge, long, big guys. Josh Hockett is not that. He's a fucking shrimpy boy. He's like going up to Oberg and Erie. He's like, come up to heavyweight, you're cholo, man. And he's looking smaller than them. And I think he's not gonna be able to take down Curtis, or if he does, Curtis will get back up. He's not Jota Almeida in terms of takedowns. Jota Almeida actually has good takedowns. And yes, Curtis Blades could have been overwhelmed and got fucked by that, but he did get the knockout. Curtis Blades is pretty light on his feet when he's not on torn MCLs. He's a decent striker. He moves well. He could counter decently well. I think being the more experienced guy, he's going to win this fight. And I think he could finish Josh Hockett. I think either a decision for Curtis Blades or like a round 2 TKO for Curtis Blades. Something like that. See, like a round 2-3 TKO or a finish, or not finish, a decision. I think Curtis Blades gets this one done. I'm pretty confident in my pick now. Thinking about it more, I'm like, the size difference, experience. You know, people forget, man. Yeah, you lose to you beat Rizvan Kuniev. You look like pretty sloppy, but bad knees. That means a lot. So I think he gets this one done. And the Josh Hockett, we rejoice. He's gonna embarrass himself. I have that cringy ass press conference, bro. And I don't want anyone to hop on the Curtis Blades train. Curtis Blades is one of my favorite heavyweights, if not my favorite, behind Alex Pereira, basically. I really like Curtis Blades. So it's not biased either, this pick, because I almost picked Josh Hockett. Next up, we have Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa. I've been thinking since this fight was booked, or not since this fight was booked, I don't really think about who's going to win. But I've been thinking about it recently, the past few weeks. I'm like, yo, Paulo Costa against Southpaws. I know he got pieced up by Marvin Vettori a little bit, you know. But Paulo Costa's a durable motherfucker. Let me see what this guy's strikes are. Landed per minute, okay, 4.7. Good defense as well. He does have good defense. But he is someone who's shaky with kicks. I don't know what the guy's name, but early on in his UFC career, Azamat struggled with a guy who kicked him to the body, broke his forearm, you know, like, and Paulo Costa whips those fucking kicks. Whips them. Whips those kicks. But Paulo Costa can be outboxed. I think Azamat Murzakanov has some nice boxing here. He's a shorter guy. He's light on his feet. The Rakic fight, I picked Rakic in that one, actually, to use his kicks, but I should have remembered he had Yuri destroyed in the legs with his kicks and just stopped using the kicks in the second round and like, hey, come knock me out. I think Azamat, you know, Rakic is a dumbass. Paulo Costa's not going to try to grapple. He's going to use his kicks like you saw Roman Kopylov. Azamat isn't super high output. He is punishable. Paulo Costa's durable. I don't see Azamat like chinning him, honestly. Actually, with the added weight for Paulo Costa, he could bulk up a little bit more, have a little more fat on him, just be a little bit bigger. I think Azamat or Paulo. I don't. Fuck, dude. This is a tough card, but I have a feeling. Just like, I'm not saying I'm going on my feelings, but I just have based on like the technical sides of it, I think Paulo might get this one done. Azamat hasn't. I feel like Azamat's still a little unproven. Rakic walked into the jab. Then before it was a fucking Brenton Ribeiro. Before that, it was like Alonzo Menefield. And he struggled before with these guys like this. I think Paulo Costa's going to get this one done by decision. It's a risky-ass pick. I'm going to go Paulo Costa. I have a feeling. Decision, Paulo Costa. He fights the winner of Yuri Olberg versus Hamzat. Or Hamzat once he becomes champ, bro. Cinema. But I think Paulo Costa gets it. Now onto the main event. I already made a breakdown video on this, like a 20 minutes or whatever it was, 20, 25 minutes. Why does Olberg have hair here? He looks like The Rock. Whatever. So Yuri versus Olberg. Okay. Like I said in my prediction video, Olberg is a guy who he has similar traits to Alex Pereira. Really nice check hook. Nice 1-2. Nice jab. Really good low kicks. Good kicks overall. He's athletic. He's big. But been in close fights recently. Like, his performances are impressive. Dominic Reyes, I don't give a fuck about that fight because Dominic Reyes, like I said, he was drunk. He said, hey, right here. That's it. Walked into range. His fight with Jan Blachowicz was a little bit different. There's moments where I could see Yuri putting him up against the fence, getting him in nasty positions, and landing. Ozdemir's a guy who comes in your face, but very predictable, very plotty. Not as fast or unpredictable. And Yuri, I think, on the other hand, has made improvements in his defense in terms of leg kick defense, like not letting someone do it. Not like really checking it, but not letting someone do it. Rolling with punches, head movement, unpredictability while still being more technical. In scrappy moments, like I said, he's very, very technical, digs to the body, lands well. If it gets scrappy, Yuri's obviously to win this. He forces scraps literally in every fight. Even with Alex Pereira in the first fight, he forced a couple scrappy moments. But Alex is just better. Curtis Olberg is not Alex Pereira. He's not as seasoned. He doesn't have the power or the technique as Alex Pereira. He's close in terms of technique, but I don't think he has the power. He's not knocking guys out other than Reyes. The Kennedy and Jechiko fight, I don't really want to judge that. Use it too much because Olberg's a different guy from then. But like it was like Olberg's beating him up. He's looking good. He's controlling the pace. And once Kennedy starts putting the pause on him, he starts controlling the pace or the pace is swinging. Olberg kind of breaks. I know it's a different Olberg, but that's something I wanted to say. I think when the pace gets really high, which I don't know if Olberg is going to be able to chin Yuri in 2 rounds. In the first round and a half, basically. That's when he has to do it. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. I don't think he'll be able to do it. It's a risky pick, obviously, because it's a very close fight. But I'm going Yuri by knockout round 3 or 4. I think he's going to get Olberg in scrappy moments, get up against the fence, tire him out, because Olberg does seem to slow down just a little bit toward the 3rd round, just a little bit. But I think with a guy like Yuri, when you're really got to be moving and thinking, you be thinking a lot, and you have to throw a lot, like a decent amount, especially once it gets up there. The pace could go from like this to this. I think you get tired pretty quickly in a fight with a guy like Yuri, when he's also digging to your body really well and just moving. You have to think a lot. You have to move a lot. Can't get caught. Like Olberg's gonna be moving quick out of range and circling out really quickly. I think he could get tired in this one. I think Yuri will make this a scrap, round 3 or 4 TKO. I know it's easy to say, but I think he'll be able to as well. I've seen Olberg get up against the fence, chin up like this. When he jabs not too long, so Yuri could counter off of that. Like Yuri's been able to counter off of some people's jabs decently well. Off low kicks, I think Yuri will be able to counter as well. Olberg doesn't keep the range super well with the low kicks, and Olberg doesn't completely push off pressure. I think Ozdemir was able to get in his face a little bit, not land well, but he's coming in with a lead hook every time. I think Yuri will get this done around 3 or 4 TKO. That's my prediction for this fight. If you want to see my full breakdown where I break down all the film and shit, go watch my video from yesterday. It's a pretty good one, I think. So yeah, that's it. That's all I guys got for you today. I'll have the recap probably out Sunday morning because I won't be home till probably Saturday night, like in the 4 a.m. maybe. Maybe a little earlier. I might be film it and then release it in the morning. I'll see though. I don't know yet. So yes, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Subscribe for more, and We had a fucking banger and a beautiful poster. I'll see ya.